Yeah, these.
Some people who still work at Target because we didn't ditch.
Well, man is retired.
Anyways, so yeah, Owen, I know it's really hard to see them all, but you've met Andy already. And then, even though it's really hard to see, the guy right there is Brandon and Brenna.
Okay. Brandon and Brenna.
That's Sammy in the background. She's really hard to see because the screen's tiny right now. And Brian, and then you can see yourself. Oh, and then the guy right there is John and Megumi.
Hensley.
Bensley.
Hensley.
Bensley.
Bensley.
I like Bensley.
I don't. I hate that guy. He's a jerk.
Alright. Hensley, where's your webcam?
Huh? Webcam?
Yeah, where's your webcam?
I can't turn it on right now. Megumi's doing some,
She's getting ready.
She's
doing some aerobics right now.
Awesome.
Shut up!
Oh, okay, now she's violently assaulting me.
Clearly we can't film that either.
Oh, there we go. Alright, so, real quick, I just want to give you guys the scenario that's going on here. In my session, what happens is we start out 10 years after the Third World War, and you guys are all in the same military group, or the PMC, called Nova. You guys are all in your same group. You're like a posse, a little gang of your own. I just want you guys to go around and introduce your characters. We'll start with Andy.
Oh gosh. I actually didn't know we were in the military, but
Also, one real quick rule. I want to lay some ground rules. One person talks at a time, so that it's not like a jumbled mess or anything. And yeah, that's about it. So, Andy, I'll let you have the floor first.
cool. Well, just pull this up real quick. My main character, his name is Quill, and he's a little tiny alien dude, very furry, kind of like a little fox-looking guy. And he has a best friend forever, named Casey, and that's his sidekick. And the two, love each other like brothers and are very protective of each other. And Quill uses his fists of fuzzy to defeat his foes, and he's very scrappy, spunky. Let's see, and then Casey's a very large alien dude. He's purple and spotted, and his mouth is above his eyes. If you can kind of picture what that would look like.
Looks like Brian.
Yeah. Casey carries around a case, and in that case, it's kind of like an interdimensional, bag with a whole bunch of stuff in it. And with that stuff, he creates anything. He's an inventor. So he's not much of a fighter or anything. He just hovers around on his little floaty disc. And the two of them, Quill and Casey, like to have adventures. And that's it.
Awesome.
Brian?
Alright. So, somewhere in the very distant future, like well beyond the setting of this campaign, there's a war raging between man and machine. And in an effort to strike a final blow against humanity, the sentient machines tried to accelerate the life cycle of the sun in order to just make it die faster so they can't have any food, and they'll starve everyone out that they can't kill. immediately. So, however, there are a group of very powerful sorcerers in this very distant future they realize that there's only one person in all of time, past, present, or future, who has hated technology more than everyone else, and that's John Henry, the steel-driving man.
That's right.
Beautiful.
So, resurrecting John Henry from the dead, back from the late 1800s, and using the dying sun to forge a big sledgehammer, they send him back in time to now in hopes to prevent whatever it is he has to find from, to prevent the war from happening in the first place.
Still driving man.
So I'm done. I have a hammer and I can have very limited control of the ground.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's go next.
Not me.
I vote Hensley.
Okay. My character is a Jedi, and his name is Jet Bombassa. You can just call him Da-Bomb if you want, or Jet. Either's fine. And he's from Coruscant. He's got a lightsaber which he can use to deflect blasters and lasers and such. He's got an array of force powers, and basically his story is he was just doing a routine mission on a planet, uncharted planet that was just, on the outer rim, and he was snooping around in some Sith ruins when he stumbled upon a holocron, and when he activated it, he was teleported and transported through space and time to Earth, the year 2077, and I guess he's joined Nova. I don't know why or how he's joined it, but he's joined it, and now he fights for good. So you can call him the Bomb if you want. He doesn't care. He's a very calm and cool demeanor.
Succulent.
Yeah, succulent if you will. So
Is he?
Typical Jedi. Yeah, he's human.
In front of everybody.
Yeah, whatever. Got shorts on.
Okay, so I'm done here.
Alright.
I'm done.
Alright, Meg?
Okay, I'll do it for her. She's playing as Misty from Pokemon,
Beautiful.
or as you could say, Kasumi in Japanese.
Yeah.
And she was just an 18-year-old Japanese girl who has been a Pokemon trainer for many years. And basically she can summon 4 Pokemon: Pikachu, Charizard, Venusaur, and I think it's Bulbasaur.
Grabby.
Yeah. So basically just those 4 elements. I mean, I can make more, but it'd take too long to make all those Pokemon characters. And she can summon 2 at a time.
Nice.
And her story is she was having a picnic with Togepi, just chilling. And some guys came and captured Togepi, and she got enraged. So she set out to bring them to justice, but she could never find them. So she just ended up joining Nova, so she could dish out justice wherever she goes with her Pokemon.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. So that's her story.
Nice.
No problem.
Brandon?
Alright, we are Swarm. My character is a swarm of bees that became sentient. So he's really just kind of a he's not a good person or a person at all. He's a neutral person fighting for his hive. That's more or less it. Mhm.
That was awesome.
Does he pollinate on flowers and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, he's all over the place. He is within a 1 mile radius of the rest of him. Uh-huh. Swarms are weird.
Alright. Brenna?
Okay, alright, so I don't know if any of you are familiar with the knitter meme from Tumblr. I feel like Laura is probably the only one who is. Anyway, I made the knitter, and I gave him a backstory. And basically, he grew up on Earth, like, partially during the course of the Third World War, and he, from a pretty early age, discovered he had powers. Sometimes he did learn to kind of start controlling them. Like, basically, he noticed he could, like, move things if he concentrated on them, that kind of thing. And he was, sort of quiet and fidgety in his powers, admittedly kind of, they were driving him a little crazy, and, his mother saw this, and the powers kind of freaked her out, and, during this time, the government's looking for, people with these kind of powers to help fight, so basically, she taught him to try and suppress them, and she noticed that when his hands were busy and he was occupied with something else, he was calmer, and he was less likely to accidentally or purposely use his powers, so she got him into knitting. Well, knitting is what most other boys his age consider a sissy hobby, so he was constantly teased and beaten up for it, because he was this quiet little nerdy kid who knitted all the time. And one day, as he was just like sitting by himself knitting out on his front stoop, this group of bullies came up to him and started pushing him around and giving him crap, and this is when young Rohan's mind completely snaps, and he doesn't remember much of this incident, but when he came to, the bullies were completely cocooned in yarn hanging from the tree outside his house. And it was from then on, he decided to dress up at night and go around at night as a superhero or villain, depending upon your take on him, called the Knitter. And at first all he did was go around yarn bombing things, which, are you guys familiar with what yarn bombing is?
Assuming it involves putting a lot of burn on the stuff.
It's
Knitting?
it's basically, it's like a graffiti movement where you go, if you've ever, like, been, like, I know downtown Appleton, someone, I think, yarn bombed recently, because there was, like, just all these knit cozies around trees and bike racks and things, and he was basically going out and yarn bombing the town at night, because then everyone would have to see what a fine knitting art is, and that it is for men. But along the way, he'd occasionally run into people who were in trouble, and he's crazy, but he's not evil, so he'd help them out using his powers, and which at this point in time he's using to control and manipulate yarn and stuff. And eventually Nova ended up picking him up, and they tried getting him to use his powers to do things, to move and manipulate objects other than yarn, but he refuses. So basically he can manipulate yarn and build things with it, and he has 2 yarn minions he often summons to do his bidding. He can send his consciousness into theirs and send them to scout ahead and stuff, and that's more or less the gist of it. Yeah.
Nice haircut, Hensley.
Thank you.
Hensley? Oh! No, we can finally see you, Hensley. There you go.
Yeah, turn the camera on.
Nice. Alright, Laura's turn.
Why?
Explain.
Okay, so basically, I've never done anything like this before, and I'm completely clueless, so don't judge me too hard.
Judge.
We will.
Oh, well, I'm gonna hide in my corner then. So basically, I have my dude, a vampire, because I'm cool like that. His name is Marcel, but I don't have like a sweet superhero name for him yet. So I'm overthinking. He needs to develop his superhero name.
Okay.
But you on the line.
Youngster himself and his guard. He previously was in the military though, so now he's sort of contracting Nova or what is it?
No.
So he's basically contracting military, and I don't know really what to say because he's like he really just himself and doesn't want information known about him basically. So yeah.
Woo.
Nice to use this type of location. Well, he's not blind. Oh god! Like I haven't more developed, but it's like
Not much is known about entropy. He joined Nova recently. They say he was offered a position after they found surrounded the bodies of a notorious group of muggers. He's a handsomely intimidating black man who stands a head above most of them. Few in Nova have seen entropy fight. Fewer still care to discuss it. Those that do tell tales of beasts emerging from his flesh to attack, or of werewolves, winged men, and stranger fare. His dossiers are mostly just streaks of black, allowing all history to be denied. Yet those with their own dossiers may recognize the signature.
The morpher. He's a mighty morphing person. Black man. Alright, sweet. Mikey, your turn.
My character's name is Morgan Rowe, aka Countdown. He's kind of a Punisher. Backstory. Morgan Rowe is a mercenary who took on all kinds of missions during his career, fighting heroes and villains and armies. It doesn't matter to him, it was all part of it. During the Third World War, a secret organization approached 10 specific targets that would give him this new high-tech weaponry and gear. He accepted. In the course of the Third World War, he was 10 targets and was, rewarded for it. He was given a transportation machine, which they implanted in him, so he can teleport anywhere, and a new prototype device to give him infinite ammo for all his guns.
Wait, 1 second. Hey, what happened to your guys' video?
The audio quality from you, at least for Brandon and I, keeps cutting in and out, so we turned off video in hopes the stream would liven up.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do so.
Yeah.
Weird?
Should I keep going, or?
No, it's okay. Basically, I'll just do
Ja, den kan jag så jag håller inte
Is it
Nu måste du.
still buggy? We're getting yellow right now.
Tyvärr. Ja. Jag tar in you.
Can you guys still see us and hear us okay?
Yes.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see you
yeah,
here.
it's good now. It's good
Yep.
now.
Oh, okay. Alright, you guys know your characters now? Do you guys have questions before we
No. No
No.
questions.
Alright,
I hope we can
so
continue to hear that.
basically you guys start out, you are above orbit, or I should say you guys are in low orbit above Earth in the Nova Alexandria space station. It is 7 a.m. and you are directly above the country of Sudan. And you guys are all harnessed to a pod. Sorry, 1 second.
Bit of an audio.
I was like, what do I have to do with them? There's a bit of box.
Alrighty, so, alright. To explain again, you guys are all inside what seems like pods. You guys are harnessed in, each one of you are basically harnessed in, except for Brandon, he's just kind of swarming inside one of the pods.
Yeah.
You guys don't each into a pod.
Right.
Let's see my steps.
No, no. And you see old man coming, and he's got white hair and glasses. Morning, folks. How y'all doing today?
Swarm is fine.
All right. This is Colonel Sanders here. Hope you're all ready for the mission ahead.
Swarm is.
I suppose.
Yes.
We're ready!
And he looks at Brandon and says, is someone in here?
We are in here. We are Swarm.
Hears a really weird voice and kind of gets a little freaked out by it. Well, all right.
Do not be frightened, human. Swarm is on your side.
Y'all know the mission?
No.
Y'all been read the brief description?
Swarm cannot read.
I will for the mission dossier for you. We're actually doing a number of things. We're testing out the new orbital drop pods, which are what you guys are in right now.
Reminds me of Halo 2.
What, this is experimental? I didn't sign up for this.
sorry, boy, you're already strapped in. Can't get you out now. The second order of the list. We are recovering a weapon shipment from terrorists that we believe are in Sudan. Your mission is to secure the weapons crates. And the third objective, rescue any civilians. And your last objective, obviously, is neutralize any remaining threats in the area. Any questions?
What kind of threats are these?
What was that, son?
What kind of threats are these? Are these terrorists or what?
We believe they are a high group. They have taken over the capital of Sudan.
But what are they?
That we don't know. There's been too many pirate groups in the past, I'd say, 15 years since the war. So, or 10, and during the war. There's a lot of pirate groups that's, what's the word? Arised since the war. Risen. Rose from the graves or something. Anyways, we don't know the name of the group. They're alive.
They arose from the graves or something.
They're alive. They are alive. I can assure you that they're nothing like you. All right.
What are we getting paid for?
What are you getting paid for?
How much are we getting paid?
Yeah,
We're getting paid.
I was gonna say to just get the mission done. That's what you're getting paid for. 10,000 each. If you guys
Can
can.
mine be converted into yarn?
Would that happen to be in Republic credits?
No, sir. The bomb. We do not have Republic credits. We have just regular
That's a
credits.
shame.
I can buy 10,000 McDoubles with that.
That's a lot of money in 1873.
All right. Any questions so far?
Does my friend Casey get paid?
No.
I believe that is discrimination.
It was just one of y'all. You said you worked together.
Do each of the individual bees get paid?
Each of the bees, I don't even know exactly what they are, but
Swarm is bees.
you're just your whole legion gets 10,000 total. And if you wanted a honey, then well, we can pay you in honey too.
Swarm does not need honey. Swarm makes honey.
Pollen, we can get you pollen.
Swarm requires flowers.
We pay very well.
Pollen will do.
Alrighty. Get prepared to drop. We're dropping in 1 minute. Alright. By the way, you guys are all hooked up to, you guys all have comm links to keep in touch with each other.
Oh.
Except for Swarm, he's just kind of fumbling around in the air, so he's kind of mixing and meshing it all over the place. But everyone else who has an ear or scenario has
Swarm has many ears.
Hello. Notes.
Alright, Casey, this should be just like those cheesemaker riots we went in 20 years ago.
Yes.
Shut up, Owen. I did my math in college.
Alright, we're dropping you in 10,
Shockingly, I passed Cal 42.
7, 6,
I've been on a ride like this one.
Just to yourselves, everyone.
5,
May the force be with you.
4, 3,
I got really sick on these kind of rides.
1. And then as you're saying that, Andy, he drops. You guys all drop out of orbit. And you're flying at... you're getting pretty good distance. You're getting some speed. You all start picking up, and if you look out your windows, as you can see the ground, or you're still kind of in the clouds, though, about 7,000 feet above orbit. Andy, what was your main character's name again?
Quill.
Quill. Quill starts throwing up.
It doesn't even make a fortitude save?
No, he just throws up. He's not used to it.
Dang.
It's just motion save.
Hard. Yeah, nice.
Everyone, roll for fortitude.
Oh, I knew that. I mean, we're doing great.
Oh my.
25.
19.
19.
I don't want
17.
to.
I'm gonna use my community rank 10 life support
Alright.
Or that.
because I rolled a critical fail.
20.
Oh, alright. Alright. I roll. So, 42. I roll a 26.
I'm gonna work on that.
Oh.
Who said they rolled a 17?
Me.
Hensley, you start getting dizzy.
What do
I'm
you like?
getting dizzy.
I want to like.
You're not used to this.
Alright. I'm gonna use my trance advantage to go into a trance, and I can add my my awareness
I already rolled.
to my fortitude.
Cool.
Alright. So you can save yourself from
Okay.
having a small headache and feeling dizzy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm going into trance mode.
Alright. You no longer feel dizzy or stunned or dazed. And Quill, you stop throwing up and you feel fine now. Alright. Everyone else is doing okay. The ride's really shaky. You guys are dropping down to about 4,000 feet now. And suddenly, the knitters drop pod starts shaking very violently.
Oh
It
no.
feels like it's breaking up.
Ah, I don't know, man. Like,
You gotta come like.
Come.
oh, okay. I don't like. Does the pod feel like it's like actually physically breaking apart? Like, is that what's going on? Like,
You can't tell from the inside, but you can definitely tell that there's something wrong.
okay, I'm gonna say, guys, I think something's wrong with my pod right now. It's doing things. I don't like it.
What kind of things?
It's shaking a lot. I don't know. it might break, maybe it'll explode. I don't know.
Is there any sort of like internal self-destruct button?
Eject.
What? Yeah.
Eject.
You
I
got-
mean, if it
actually,
does break, I
Eject from the pod.
can make a
There-
parachute. I'm not too concerned, but
A perception check to see if there is anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Brenda, you can roll a perception check to find any kind of escape.
okay.
An 18.
What's this last perception?
You notice there's
That
a
is-
red button that's
Okay, I'm going to say
17.
There's-
Do I
there's
notice
a
anything?
parachute. Or it's to your whatever direction.
Okay, so Brenna is the knitter. Tell the knitter.
The knitter. There is a red button. Press it. It should eject your parachute.
Alright. I pressed
You
the
see
red.
the red button.
Okay, I pressed the red button.
Alright,
I'll
you
get cold,
start
so-
feeling the shakiness stop, and then your chute. You
And I'll check.
can't see it, but everyone else is still drawn.
I sort of knitters.
They see Brenna drop slower than everyone else, but everyone's still dropping at the same accelerated rate. You guys are all now at 1,000 feet above the air, and Brenna is still at 3,000. And
Did you tell us when we should deploy the chute?
No, you didn't.
he did not.
500 feet?
That'd be my guess.
I guess it's fine.
How's everyone doing? Are the drop pods comfy?
When do we deploy our chutes?
You don't have to.
Is phone going?
It's a drop pod. It just drops on the ground
Whose phone is that?
and absorbs the fall for you.
Okay.
Not supposed to have to drop. Parachute.
So it will take all impact force.
Yep.
So archaic.
Those two.
Alright. You're about to hit
Because anything is like maybe become
Brace very fast.
They might have a-
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone's drop pod except for Brenna's hits the ground and leaves a small crater in the ground. Everyone roll a balance check, or a, sorry, not a balance check, but
Acrobatics?
Fish noise.
It was
what was that?
I don't care.
That what? Check?
What are we checking?
That's a good question.
Sorry, roll a dexterity check.
If you want,
Dexterity check.
Nanners, if you wanted balance, it's acrobatics.
Yes,
Alright.
that's the one. I'm sorry.
Wait, what am I rolling?
Sorry, everyone roll an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics check. Okay, acrobatics.
Okay, so where's my... Where do you know where my acrobatic was?
16 and 7.
Okay, so if I go under skills and it says acrobatics and it says +9, does that mean I add 9 to my roll?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, then I get 29.
Alright. Andy, did you say 6?
16 and 7.
Alright, who got 7?
I did.
I mean, like, which of your characters got 7?
JC did.
When you guys hit the ground, the drop pod doors explode open on contact, and Casey rolls out and is dazed immediately.
Yeah, it's just like him.
Okay. It says acrobatics.
So,
So yes, I got it. But I rolled a 6.
you should take it off.
Okay.
Yeah, acrobatics is... Okay, sure.
Alright. I'll go around the table. Owen, you got a 6?
Yeah.
So you get ejected out of your escape pod or your top pod, and you're dazed.
Okay.
Alright. Mikey?
14.
You're fine.
29.
You're fine.
I
Brandon.
just saw
Swarm has achieved a 15.
Roll. What'd you say, Brandon?
15.
15. You are.
I was good at 14, I
Well,
assume.
you're floating around, aren't you?
Yeah, isn't he floating?
Yes.
So you're fine. I guess you didn't have to roll for that. Brenna?
Did I have
What
to?
did-
Oh, okay. I didn't think I hit the. Oh.
Oh yeah, she didn't hit the ground yet.
Yeah, no, I'm drifting.
Oh, that's right. Meg?
Me?
Yep.
Meg? What?
What did you roll?
Who?
Meg.
What did
Oh,
that?
12.
I-
We got a 12.
Wow.
You fall out of the drop pod and you are dizzy. You're dazed as well.
Dazed. Okay.
Yeah, Brenna, no, Brian, so many B's.
I got a 14.
Alright, you fall out as well and you are dazed.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
then about 100 feet away, you guys finally see
You
Brenna
watch the
and
fish.
nice and softly on the ground,
Yes.
but the doorway
Normally you can move.
ground. So she's kind of
This,
stuck.
you can only move, or you can only
Can I try to
attack.
like just kick open the door to my pod then?
Oh, you'll be fine. So,
God. Okay. I thought.
Yeah, the parachute ejected out, but Brenna's escape pod or drop pod door is still, it lands and it's facing the ground, so you're stuck in there.
Okay, so I can't. Guys, okay, I'm stuck. I like small
Plastic
spaces.
explosive.
Guys,
I can get over there really fast, but I'm wimpy.
guys, I like small
There.
spaces.
Throwing plastic explosive to blow a hole in the pod.
wait, what's going on here?
We're trying to save Brenna.
Hi, Andy.
What happened to Brenna?
Hi.
So,
Hi, Andy.
escape, fell face down. Can't get out.
Yeah, well,
I start whimpering a little. Damn.
He was the call. That's what it was.
Huh?
She made the call.
Is everyone back?
Hello.
Hey.
which is a crime, apparently.
Bye, Andy.
Bye bye.
Oh, God. Oh, God, dude. Okay.
I don't know what he thought was.
Brenna, are you still there?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Brandon's still there too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we still dazed?
You guys, whoever is dazed is still dazed unless you can make a fortitude save.
22.
Alright, let's make a fortitude save.
Brian,
20.
you are fine now.
Yeah.
Alright, Nick got a 20. For cuss of me. Misty.
Alright, you are fine. And Jedi, I believe you're fine as well. Owen?
Yes.
Do they start at 0?
Fortitude?
Like the ability range, yeah.
They start at 10. All of your abilities start at 10, don't they? And then you just add to that.
Huh? Abilities. They start at 0.
Okay.
My thing said it started at 10.
Were you looking at?
I got
10
a
is-
17.
10 is considered 0
17?
point. I don't know.
Alright, Owen, you're fine. You're a bit stumbly, but you're fine.
Okay.
Need my second base.
Stumpy over to
What
Brent.
did you
Drop.
Alright,
stuff?
Owen, roll a perception check. Alright, so right now it's
18.
Owen, 18? Okay.
You
For this thing or Jeffrey? How far away are we from it?
Wait, one at a time. You can't do that.
Sorry.
Alright, so Owen, before you make it over there, you notice there's a line on the ground. The ground is kind of like sort of a dirt road in a way, or like a sandy road, and then there's buildings around you. You guys are basically in the downtown area of the capital of Sudan. And you see a line running across part of it, but you see a line running across the ground.
Like a dimensional line?
No, like, it looks like it was buried in the sand.
So I think she might be on some explosives, guys.
What?
So using plastic explosives would not be wise.
No.
Oh,
Explosives, eh?
so basically Owen said that he sees a line running through the ground, and it looks like something's buried in the sand, like a small little wire.
We should follow this wire to wherever it leads.
It's in the way of where Brenna is. So.
Wait, Brenna, are you still stuck in that?
Yeah.
Can I just pull the door off?
You from the bottom?
Well, he can swarm freaking over the thing. We just need someone who's strong enough to actually turn it over.
Yeah.
She's
It's laying face down on the door.
Explode. Do you follow the line? I think you said you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
But Brenna's in the way.
Right. No. Brenna is on the other side of the line. You see the line trail up to the sidewalk, and on the sidewalk you see what looks like a tiny claymore device.
Nice.
So you guys can do whatever you want with the claymore. You see it. You all can clearly see it.
So
This mine is so archaic.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I start hyperventilating.
Can I try to pull open Brenna's door?
Yes, you may do that. You jump over the line, I assume, right? Because you see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, you get over to Brenda's pod and roll a strength check to flip it over and pry it open.
28.
You easily flip it over and pry open the door, and it launches.
I practically collapse on and hug Brian. I am so grateful he got me out of the pod.
Alright.
Thank you so much. I like him. And a hug.
Lift things.
do we hear from which direction?
Can I try and locate where it is with my super hearing stuff?
You can. You can easily tell that it's all around you. Basically, the whole city's on fire. You see just people through. Do you see through walls?
No,
Okay.
I can't perceive through any solid object.
Gunfire sounds.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay, because I'm like, is this like some truck going behind?
No.
I thought at first too.
Yeah, I'm just like, is there a truck? Because this is a really well-timed truck.
Alright, so guys, I have some ambient noise over here. I don't know if you can hear it, but basically there's gunfire all around you. They're not shooting directly at you, but you can tell that there's gunfire everywhere.
Get down, humans.
You don't see anybody near you right now. Just you guys.
Swarm.
And the tripwire that you still have on the ground.
Can I try and locate the nearest person?
You can.
Hey, Nanners.
What's up?
Swarm is a mile in radius. Can he see anyone within him?
Or that works, you can do it that way.
How fast did he fly out of that pod?
Like there's a big mass. There's a big mass of them, but they're just bees all throughout this mile, and he can see everything and hear everything in this mile.
For a ton of bees.
Alright.
That's like the entire
Feel
shit.
share
That's the entire world.
yeah, share consciousness.
Alright, so within your mile, you can basically see a whole bunch of just random people running around shooting each other. You see some people that look like organized soldiers. You see some people just wearing basically rags, white shirt, and like a do-rag over their head or something. Just
a do-rag.
Yeah. And you see random other civilian people just running around. There's got to be at least like 100 people total within the mile.
Human group. We are in a war zone.
Yep.
Well, you know, judging off the gunfire, I assumed as much.
You are correct.
This is Colonel Sanders here. Can you all hear me? Did you land okay?
No.
Yes.
Fine.
Well, they were experimental test drop pods. I do apologize if some of you didn't get down too safely. I didn't make them. Just throwing the credibility out there. Anyways, your target is due south. We're looking for 5 men and what looks like a pickup truck on our satellites. And they look heavily armed right now.
Approximately how far away from us?
I'd say about 5 miles.
Right.
So I'm gonna grow some wings.
Ugh.
They just
They-
sprout out my back.
Alright, Owen just grows wings.
Wait, how far away are they? 5 miles?
They are 5 miles south.
I'm gonna rip up a big chunk of earth and start flying around on it.
I'm just gonna use the force to run at 120 miles an hour.
I'm
A streak about.
I'm just gonna
Just put it real hard.
run there at 60
5 miles an
hours.
hour. Then
Alright,
Do you need a ride?
yeah.
Okay, I'm also going to grow huge bird-like feet and lift him up by his shoulders that way.
Oh,
How heavy is he?
Alright.
How heavy is he with all his stuff? Are you strong enough to do that?
Alright, so
I'm carrying my grenade launcher or sniper rifle. So I'm pretty.
Can someone take Misty?
And the knitter?
Yeah.
Can someone take the
I
knitter?
can probably
Okay,
take
I
one
can do
or
that.
two. I can probably take one or
I suppose I could.
like
Slow.
on my Earth disc.
So Brian, you lift up some earth and you're taking Misty along with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Alright, and then
Alright, thank you.
I can move at 1,000 miles an hour too on this thing.
sick. Let's see.
Hold on.
Mr. Bees.
Yeah, that's you.
Swarm can fly.
You can drive some serious steel at 1,000 miles an hour.
Alright, and is there anyone, Brenna, how are you getting there?
I'm not sure. Can I like ride with anyone? Can someone do that?
Kasumi should summon Charizard.
Well, that.
Charizard can't fly or anything.
I was
Oh,
gonna
he's
say
clipped?
if I can like
He's clipped.
if I could like lasso onto someone even and just kind of hang in like a little
probably
knit
just,
harness.
I could just use the force to bring you with me. You'd be floating.
But it would have to be by your throat.
Brenna, do you resist?
Yeah, you have to make a will save to resist.
If you resist, then you have to make a will save.
Did he tell me he was doing it or did he just do it?
John, did you tell her?
I'm gonna tell her.
Oh, okay.
Did you tell the knitter?
I thought it was.
Yeah, I'm like.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, then I don't
I'm gonna
resist
use
because
the-
Right. And then Laura, you're just lying there.
I'm not flying. I can't fly. I'm running there.
Laura's
I will
just
be there
running
in 5 minutes.
Alright.
I'll run 5 miles in 5 minutes.
You guys, most of the fastest people, you guys make it about 2 miles and all of a sudden
5,200.
you see a Sudanese man waving you down. He's waving at one of you guys. He looks really panicked.
What is it, citizen?
We should help this man. See what's going on.
20 minutes, but.
I'll be there in 5. See you.
Help me! My family, they
Wait,
trapped by
so-
gunfire. They're this way. He's pointing eastwardly.
Eastward.
I see him and I pass him by. That's not where. I'm
That
intending to
that
go.
was after how many miles?
After 2 miles, the
So-
fastest people actually see him.
So about 10 minutes.
So
I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'll be there in 2.5.
alright. So one second, guys. So who goes down to greet him?
What Swarm does.
I don't.
Alright. Beehive does and Jedi does.
I guess I'm going wherever the Jedi's going, so.
Alright. Please help me. You have to help my family. They're trapped by gunfire. Please follow me. Do you guys follow?
Okay, we'll help you. We'll do whatever we can.
Yes.
And he brings you about half a mile east, and you see 3 people shooting at 3 other heavily armed soldiers. You don't know what affiliations the 6 people are from, but you can tell they're just having a gunfight. And you can see the family clearly in the second window of a building, and they're scared. Basically, they're just trapped. So what do you?
Well, this ain't good. We don't know who the enemy is.
So is the family who's trapped in the building is like, if I were to hypothetically shape a bunch of yarn into some stairs leading up to the window, could they just like walk down? Would anyone shoot at them?
They would probably get shot at.
Okay, then I won't do that.
Good hypothetical. Good
Build a
hypothetical.
protective ball of yarn around them as they walk down. How strong is your yarn?
But
Strong enough.
Strong enough to be yarn.
Alright, so Laura goes off ahead on her own.
Not the mission.
Mikey, you're with Owen, so I
You're
don't
with
know.
Owen.
I'm still like 10 minutes out.
Oh yeah, Owen intended to get
Just a deal.
sued. So by that time, they would be gone with him.
Okay.
So he wouldn't even know about it.
Yeah, I'm still just going.
Alright,
So you're still just going. You'll just get there 10 minutes
Unless
after
they
I get there.
communicated.
Alright,
Oh,
then
that's
I will get back to you guys in a second. Right now we're with Brandon, Brenna, Brian, Meg, and
But
Hensley.
it's only a.
You guys are with the Sudanese man,
So I
and
doubt they're gonna.
he's taking cover behind a mailbox, pretty much. And there's the 6 guys that are shooting at each other.
Can we?
How far away are the 6 guys shooting at each other?
They are on the ground level. The 3 heavily armed ones are behind sandbags, and the 3 other guys that look just like random rebel people, they're taking cover behind various things. One's behind a car, another one's in the broken out window of a store, and another one's just kind of floating around. None of them noticed you yet. Oh.
So we don't know who's like bad, I guess.
You guys have no idea who the bad guys are.
Who is supposed to be bad?
You.
What's that?
Who is supposed to be bad?
Pirates. Colonel Sanders told you that there's pirate groups that are trying to take over the area,
Okay.
and he doesn't actually know who the bad guys are because there's various groups.
Okay.
You're. Colonel Sanders chimes in. Find out who those men are.
Swarm is gonna talk to all of them. Are you
No.
pirates?
We need to find out the group affiliation.
I'm going to,
Boss.
I don't know if I have to roll for this or not. I do have a power to do it, but basically I make this giant, like, tentacle kind of thing out of yarn, and I'm just going to snake it over there and have it pick one of the guys who's shooting up so we can, to try to start interrogating him.
Make him a target.
Alright. Everyone roll an initiative.
Should we?
No, except for you guys, since you guys were.
Alright.
What? 5 minutes out or something like that now?
Oh,
Yeah, you got
wait. I'm already there. Because I'm speedy.
Alright, so Hensley or Brian?
I got a 21.
17.
Hensley 17.
I suppose I could grow large.
Megumi?
Megumi, 17.
Alright, I will put her ahead of you, Hensley. Brandon?
34.
18.
Think I've already sucking the
Sorry, Brandon, what was that again?
Oh, no, she done.
I got 34. Brenna got 18.
Oh, nice.
That is one heck of an initiative you got there.
Thanks, man.
Bees go first.
Bees go first.
Let's change it to 120 miles
Alright.
per standard.
Brenna, since you did a surprise grab on that guy, he had no choice. He couldn't resist you. You have him strung to the air. But right now, it is
So
Brandon's turn.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to all of them at once. Are you pirates?
Sorry, one sec, guys. There is an outlet over there.
Are you pirates?
Thank you.
We are pirates.
Alright, so Brandon, you said...
I asked them all, are you pirates? Individually. With my many bee mouths.
There's no music. They don't understand what you're saying, and one of them looks like he's just kind of screaming at you in the Sudanese.
One of them screaming at me?
Yeah.
I sting him.
He looks freaked out because he sees the
Okay, but
He frightens me and I sting him.
Alright,
He has to roll a fort save.
Alright, roll an attack check first.
No, this power is weird. He has to roll a fort save.
Just roll a fort save. Alright. He makes it. He's totally fine.
No, what's the number? I got a DC, man.
He landed a natural 20.
Natural 20? Then he is... Actually, nat 20, he breaks it. What a jerk.
That jerk.
He's like, oh! He feels a little sting by the bees, and he's super confused why there's so many bees.
Okay.
Right.
Bees before.
Brian's turn.
Okay. I'm going to, let's say, I'm gonna jump off my little, my floaty earth disc. And, I'm gonna start burrowing towards the, towards whatever side, Brenna snatched that guy from.
Alright, so the more piratey looking guys as opposed to the heavily armored guys?
Yeah, I go towards pirate looking guys.
I picked up one of the pirate dudes.
You can burrow at about 30 miles an hour.
Alrighty. You make it to one of the dudes. You're pretty much right underneath them.
I'll second.
So,
I'm good.
Dang, I can carry 100.
I'm just gonna keep going because I can choose whether or not I want to collapse the tunnel behind me. So I'm just gonna keep going underneath him and collapse the tunnel so the earth kind of gives out.
oh, okay, so he like falls down.
Yeah.
Alright,
It won't be that far, but things will be a lot easier if no one's shooting at each other.
Fact.
alright, so he basically he's still standing, but the earth underneath him just falls down. And he's kind of in like a small hole in the ground. Alright, now it is the knitter's turn, Brenna.
Alright, well, I just kind of move the guy I've got a hold of. I, drag him towards where I am, however many feet away. I'm not exactly sure what my distance is from me to them. And I ask him what the hell is going on.
He does not understand what you're saying.
He doesn't understand. He doesn't speak English.
He doesn't speak English.
Alright, I don't speak Sudanese, so that's a problem. I start kind of pointing at the guys who were shooting and shrugging my shoulders and kind of trying to mime to him what's going on,
Oh, you hand gestures to try to get him to understand?
Yeah, try to get him. I'm trying to ask him what's going on right now. I'm trying to mime that to him.
Alright, roll a
specify.
I'm gonna say roll with a persuasion.
Okay. Got a 10.
Score 10.
Yes.
He is kind of confused. He sort of understands your hand gestures, but he doesn't say anything. He's just kind of caught there and around a little panic.
Alright.
And,
I'm pretty sure that's
anything else you want to do?
Can I pick up another one?
I just go.
Yeah, think of pick up another one.
Yeah, pick up another dude.
Okay, yeah, roll for a, because it said